I know this video is probably going to be pointless because you just can't convince people with a stubborn conviction. Just because you have a personal vendetta against the idea of ADHD doesn't mean that your feelings debunk facts. Now, I'm always open to objective truth, even if it's the truth that I don't like, because it's really important for personal growth. If you don't have ADHD, why do you even care? Where's your proof to say that it's not real? When there's literally thousands of resources and medical journals that you can easily find online. It's kind of like people who casually throw around the words schizophrenic or bipolar to describe people that they perceive to be mentally unstable, when they have no understanding at all what those diseases and disorders are actually like and what traits they display. I can understand why people believe in God, and I respect their freedom and decision to believe in God. But just because I'm not personally convinced that a God exists, or just because I don't experience schizophrenia, doesn't mean that I can disprove the existence of it. Even if I show studies in this video to try and give evidence, the conspiracy theorists will still have something to say. They will still scoff and say that, oh, well, of course, that's what the medical industry wants you to think. It's all about big pharma wanting to make a buck. But if advancement in treatment and medication has helped millions of people, why is it an issue? Now, the only thing I would say is a genuine concern is the forced medication of children. Children should have the freedom to choose whether they want to try medications or not, but otherwise I think the main treatment should always be focused on behavioral adaptation, nutrition, and exercise. This is what I preach on my channel, right? I don't believe in medication as a bandage or a crutch. I think it's just a supplementary tool to help enhance good behaviors and strategies. I'm all for critical thinking and not just blindly following the herd. But when you come across a label with symptoms that accurately describe your entire experience in life, it's pretty hard to deny that it exists. You see, a deficiency in dopamine transporters is one of the main features of ADHD. And that's why so many lay people misinterpret that as bad behavior, lack of motivation, laziness, lack of discipline. They think it's just a character flaw, but it's not. It's a chemical causation. You know, when you've had these experiences all through your life and you noticed that you struggled with attention and concentration and other kids didn't, you know, it really does make you think there has to be something wrong. And that's what people who don't understand it do. They just like to tar everyone with one brush, and they ignorantly and arrogantly think that it's a character flaw when they just don't understand it. They don't experience it themselves. Now, whether or not ADHD is a disorder is another debate. However, it does seem as though these symptoms form a trend to show some kind of difference in the brain. I think ADHD is undoubtedly a type of brain, at very least. So surely if there's a collective agreement that these symptoms exist, then a label is just a way to describe it. So if you suffer from ADHD and you're surrounded by people that don't support you, you're surrounded by naysayers, I think the best course of action is for you to distance yourself from these people, possibly cut them out of your life. But if it's somebody in your family, if it's your family members that you can't really escape or detach from, I think that's where it gets tricky. I think that's where it gets even more painful because, you know, these are people that are supposed to be understanding. And unfortunately, a reality of life is that it doesn't always turn out the way we want it to be. So sadly, I would say that you probably have to seek out counseling and support on Facebook groups or on Reddit. You're more than welcome to join the ADHD crew here at ADHD Mastery. And I encourage you to get involved and educate yourselves. You know, it's up to you if you want to share information to try and change their mind. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't waste your time and energy. Just look after you.